Plead the fifth time. It's it's time to get in my business.
Oh.
It's hooked up by 1-800-ASK Gary. So, 3 questions come from the room. 3 questions come from the listeners. And I get one pass where I don't have to answer. Who's first?
That would be me.
That would be the Grizzlies. All right, Davi, you're up first.
All right, my question is, if one of your daughters or both of them came to you and said that they want to follow in dad's footsteps and they want to be a DJ, would you encourage them to get into radio, or would you dissuade them and try to point them in a different direction?
I'd probably, whatever they want to do, I'm gonna try and back them. But I'm just always gonna try and give them a great safety net. So I'll be like, listen, if you want to do that, you just can't do. Like, let me do what my mentors did for me and point out the potholes that you might hit. So if you want to do radio, let's do that. But you still got to do school. You know, you still got to make sure you got a backup plan. So, I know a lot of people in radio who made transitions and their transitions weren't clear. So they tried to get regular jobs and they were like, oh, no, that radio thing didn't matter. You need a degree and you need this and this testing and stuff. So, it's hard without that backup plan. So I would make sure that they got that. But I'd also hook them up with whatever I could on this side to help them get in. But if they fell off or they weren't good.
Would you be honest with them if they sucked?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Not saying you suck,
Right.
but saying, okay, let's help you pronounce those words.
Everybody kind of
whatever.
stinks in the very beginning.
Yeah. Right. And
Takes
that's what
years.
I'm saying. So, but if it's something they wanted to do, I'd back them. I'd just make sure that they get, set up the best way they could. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a little bit of a silly question for you. If you were a flesh-eating zombie,
Wait a minute.
and you had to eat somebody in the room first because they were delicious, who would you eat?
What website are you getting your questions from, Meredith?
I want to know why and who you would pick to eat.
If I'm a flesh-eating
Eating zombie. Yes. I've been
And
watching
one
a
of the
lot
people
of
in the
Walking
room
Dead lately.
is tasty.
Who would you eat
Who
and
would
why?
I eat first?
Yes.
Okay. I guess it would be based off of.
I'm probably the cleanest one in here.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Probably the dirtiest,
Yeah.
honestly.
Okay, so you don't. I don't like my steak or chicken with gristle and fat.
Okay.
So that would mean the leanest person in here
Mm-hmm.
would
Heyo.
be. And then I guess it would factor into what you actually eat,
Mm-hmm.
like who eats the healthiest
Mm-hmm.
and who drinks the least.
Who drinks the least?
I don't know.
Now, yeah, so I mean,
I don't know.
I don't
We
know.
can't
you
answer
drink
that.
a lot of beer, you drink a lot of wine,
Yeah.
you drink a lot of everything. So I would probably, I'd eat Meredith.
Oh. All right.
Can we ISO that? There we go.
Because she eats well.
Yes.
She only drinks wine, and it's only when it's time to put the baby to bed. So and plus she works out every day, so she's probably the leanest.
Mm.
So I would say that.
You got to go around the
And
boobs,
plus, because
though.
Mark is small, he's a snack. I want to eat more than Mark is offering.
It's perfect for the keto dish. The size, you're right there.
You wouldn't eat Davi at all?
Davi got the spicy meats over there. Not good for my stomach.
Okay, all right.
So that's, yeah. But thank you, Meredith, for the weirdest question.
No problem. So I'm here
today.
for.
All right, so I'm going to make you think a little bit here.
Okay.
Orlando, if you had the world's attention, the entire world, for 30 seconds, what would you say?
Wow.
If I had the world's attention.
The entire world is tuned into your microphone.
Like he's the president?
For 30 seconds.
Okay.
What would you say?
I believe the children are future. I don't know if I had the world's attention for 30 seconds, I'd probably say something like "be nice." I don't know.
You got like 29 more seconds.
You have the entire world's attention. You could change lives, bro.
I would hope they would give me more than like this lead in of how much time I had to think about what I'm gonna tell the world. But
Yeah.
30 seconds. I would probably just say, you know what, everybody just be, be you, be beautiful, be, who God made you to be. Everybody is cool. So whatever it is that you wear it proudly, and nobody can tell you to take it off.
All right.
Whatever.
Tommy's
The
disappointed.
whole world's attention.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
keep doing what you're doing.
Well, okay. All right. Well, perfect. Then let's boomerang it back to y'all
Oh my God.
and ask y'all the real hoity-toity question.
I didn't wanna answer
What 30 seconds. You have
Oh.
30 seconds to address the globe. What do you say, Davi?
What do I say? Oh man. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna get a lot of people in trouble.
Davi was
Okay.
born for this
Yeah,
question.
yeah. This is
It's
my
only
kind of
30
thing.
seconds, though.
9/11 was an inside job. Take the fluoride out of the water. Stop bullfighting.
You got 27 more seconds left.
Keep
What
going.
else you got?
GMOs are bad.
Monsanto's.
Feed people in Africa. I would try to actually accomplish something.
So you think I believe that if I say it, they gonna do it?
Well, you got their attention,
Right.
So you might as well
So
point
I'm
it
saying,
out.
hey, everybody be nice. And you like, yo, let me tell you all the conspiracies.
The government killed Kennedy, all that fun stuff.
The pyramids is fake.
Oh my God.
Meredith, you got 30 seconds to address the globe.
Oh God. I don't know. Okay. How about
You want me to ask you about eating a zombie? I mean, really? Like, this is paining you?
I don't know. I would probably bring more awareness to maybe the disabled population and how they're aging, and there's no homes for those people as they get older. Probably something that's close to my heart. My brother is autistic, and as autistic people get older, there's no places and a lot of homes and establishments for them. I don't know. I would bring
That's
more attention
good.
to that.
That's great.
Yes, the aging population of the
My
disabled.
BU is fine, and you this mine.
No.
Then she says, I'd probably do something, and you're like, that's great.
That was a good answer.
Y'all are-
close to my heart, but that also needs to be talked about.
Okay, to the world.
Yeah.
Marcus.
Mine would probably be whatever you want to do in life, like you can do it. Like work really, really hard, chase your dreams, and don't ever give up. Don't listen to outsiders because they have no opinion on your life. It doesn't matter what they say. They have no meaning to it. And also I would say spend time with your parents because you only get one set and they go. Spend time with them. That's what I would say.
Period.
Period.
Are you putting the period at the end of
Yeah,
it?
I
like
sure
she
am.
does?
Yes.
That is horrible. All right, well, damn. All right, you did that, so we've knocked that out. I still have a pass.
Yeah, you do.
Because who would pass on those questions? Freak Show, Wild 94.1 Bay's Party Station. It is Plead the Fifth. Hooked up by 1-800-ASK-GARY. You can also check this at wild941.com because we have all of them up there. And now I have 3 from the listeners, 888-429-0941. If you ever wanted to ask me a question, you can get it in. I have to answer unless I use my pass, which I still have. All right, so who is first?
I have one off
All
the
right.
text. It says, Orlando, kudos to you on the weight loss. Question is, if your significant other gained all the weight that you lost, would you stay with her?
I didn't say
I kind of
I
did.
said
That was a natural reaction.
like okay, all right. If because I don't know how much I've lost, but I mean, I would say that if anybody, wow. I mean, yeah, I would absolutely.
All right.
I mean, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, because I'm the same. I'm the same me. Whether because I haven't lost a lot of weight. People see you. They're like, oh man, they talk about you on the radio. Like, you lost a little weight. You still fat. I'm like, yeah, I am. Like, I'm not like a poster child of weight loss. You know what I'm saying? So I don't look at it like a lot. But I'm saying whatever I am, I still feel the same as I felt 4 or 5 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So
You're still you.
I'm still.
But you
still,
have,
oh.
I know you said that you didn't, or you don't feel that you have, but you have lost a lot of weight, and we all totally agree with that.
Yeah.
And you look great.
I'm just saying, but
see it.
I'm still the same dude.
Of course
you
you
For sure.
are.
Yeah, your
So-
insides don't change.
Right. Maybe they do.
No.
So yeah, I would. Yeah, it wouldn't be a problem.
Okay.
Just
We
get
have a caller
get us
online,
some-
too, for your
get
next
us some
question.
Spandex or something like that. All right, hello.
Okay, this question is for Orlando.
Okay.
Who is the last person you had a sexual thought about? And it cannot be a celebrity, and it cannot be Jen.
Damn. Wait, the last person I had a sexual thought about,
Yes.
and it can't be a celebrity,
Nope.
No.
and it can't be Jen.
Nope.
Damn.
Yeah.
Don't go lying to us.
Oh man.
Lying ass.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just, a sexual thought.
Mm-hmm.
The last person I had. Oh man, it probably was. I don't know because I watched. I mean, that's a celebrity though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if it's
You
if
said
it's
you
like
watched.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So that would be a celebrity.
Think more along the lines of somebody in your day-to-day life.
Maybe IG, right?
Yeah, IG, maybe the grocery store. I don't know.
Somebody.
Don't know.
You know what? Okay.
At the grocery store?
Yeah.
What?
No, stop it.
It's this.
In the produce aisle?
See, that's bad. All right. So I'm a pass. I'm a pass.
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm pleading the fifth, dog. I don't need to be putting that heat out there. There is a person. When y'all said girl, I was like, oh yeah, but I ain't gonna do that because that would make it creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
That
go to the
grocery
grocery store.
Yeah, you know, I'm in the grocery
But
store
there
way
is
too much.
somebody.
Huh?
There is somebody that
What do
you're
you mean
thinking
that's
of.
No, I'm just saying when you said the last and then y'all said grocery store, I'm thinking there is somebody at the grocery store that I would be embarrassed.
At Publix?
Yeah.
Yeah, by your house?
Shut up.
Or
What, what department does she
My
work
mama
in?
go to that Publix. You know what I'm saying? I was walking through there. Whatever. I ain't answering because I used my please. So bag up.
She must have been wearing some yoga pants, I'm going to guess.
Nah, she got big booty.
But she works there?
Yeah.
Ooh.
All
All right.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued.
I have 2 fantastic questions for you.
I only got one more left, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
and we can't decide which one, so I'm just going to pick one.
Okay.
What's something you did that you would never want your parents to find out?
Man. Something that I did that I don't want my parents to find out.
Mhm. Name something you did that you never wanted them to find out or know about. So many things are probably coming to your mind, and you're like,
That's what I'm saying.
what
I'm
can I
like,
say?
No, I mean, I'm trying to think I told my parents later that I tried to sell weed in high school and I wasn't successful.
Oh, my God.
So when I got in, because they knew the explosion of me getting caught with it, but somebody lied and said it was theirs and I was holding it for them, not that I was actually trying to sell it.
No
So
one's
they
ever used that
So they
excuse
covered
before.
it for me,
Right.
like kind of very Theo-ish from Cosby Show. So that was the only big thing that happened where my family was like, yo, like shook.
You told them that later in life?
Yeah. Yeah, when they came down here to visit, I was like, damn, because he heard me talking about it and he got a chuckle out of it. But and it's weird too with my dad being gone. I feel like he knows everything, so it's like it's not really. I feel like it's no secrets.
Mhm. There's no weight you need to be.
Yeah, something that my parents don't know that I did.
Maybe with girls or
Man.
maybe how much you slept around.
No, I mean, you know what? Honestly, there's nothing. Probably. Okay, all right. Wow, when I worked in Tallahassee, I didn't do it, but I was down until like the 11th hour. Because there was in Tallahassee, there was these kids that worked we all worked at the airport. That was like the job to get. And we worked in the rental car business. And there were people who basically, I guess, changed the rental car game because the way you used to rent cars, they used to give you the paperwork and everything else, and they used to tear off like 3 or 4 copies of it.
Mhm.
So your information would be everywhere. Credit card, address, birth date, everything.
Info.
So there were kids who worked at the airport who was sifting through the trash to take that information and then make purchases from like big time sports spots like East Bay or like Nike, whatever. And I was down. Like, I was in. I was one of the little Ocean's 11 to get it. And then I bailed out at the end, and a couple kids got arrested.
Ooh.
So I was down, but I didn't do it.
Good.
And so I
Good
stayed away from it. But yeah, I was in, because I was like, there was all kinds of stuff I was thinking, and I would have definitely went to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one that my dad don't know. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. That's
Sorry,
one that my
Dad.
dad don't know about. Yeah, that I did, that I was participating in, but I didn't do.
Good call.
Yeah.
Very good call.
Yeah.
Don't think I would have been here. If I
Right.
didn't
Yeah,
do
you
that
could have a
right.
huge record.
Isn't
for that.
JT in jail for doing something like that from City Girls?
No, well, yeah, kind of, sort of. I think, or at least according to the music video, she took somebody's credit card at the strip club.
That's what I thought it was.
But it was
Okay.
credit card based. And this was too, but this was way back. We talking about, when I was a sophomore in college. So you talking about like 92.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it wasn't like swipe the world the way it was. It was credit card imprints.
Yes.
With the carbon copy.
Yeah.
Oh,
And you remember,
wow.
because when you rented, it had 5 or 6 copies of it, and those copies would just go
Yes.
stacked somewhere.
Mhm.
And then when you got done, after this whole thing, they started shredding your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then they stopped giving it to you and started emailing it to you. Like, they've made big provisions to make sure it doesn't happen to people now. But I remember,
I haven't seen
us
those in
taking it through that.
forever. The
Yeah.
those machines.
and working at the airport, you had bushels of it. There was a kid that got caught in Tallahassee at Florida State, who might have been one of the ones ringleaders to try and get this thing popping, who
Wow.
had, have you ever seen a bushel of hay?
Yeah.
That they
Yes.
carry in the farms? A bushel of contracts.
Oh.
In his apartment.
Oh,
Bushels
man.
of
No.
contracts.
No, it wasn't mine.
Yeah.
I was holding for somebody.
Get
Oh, well, I'm so glad I'm not with that dude.
Yeah, seriously.
All right, man. Plead the Fifth is a wrap.
Orlando and the Freak Show.
All right, thanks to 1-800-ASK-GARY. We rocking with them. Of course, we Plead the Fifth. We're going to come back with more, so don't move.
90